What's going on, Geminites? GemMint here. Today we're going to take a look at the X-Men 10 of Swords Oversized Hardcover by Marvel Comics. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe for more advanced overviews, new comic book day reviews, and statue unboxings. Plus, we're giving away this Batman Killing Joke CGC 9.8 once we hit 110,000 subscribers, which we might have hit by the time you watch this video. Now, this book's scheduled to be released on March 3rd, and you can order it from places like our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com. They sell books up to 50% off cover price, great packaging, fast shipping, and excellent customer service. They also have a bargain bin where you can get titles up to 90% off. If you mention this channel in the memo at checkout for your first order, your next order will have free shipping if you're in the United States. So check out cheapgraphicnovels.com. Alright guys, dust jacket off. Let's take a look at the binding before we jump into the overview. So let's lay the book flat on the table, and you know we got to stretch that spine. Like with any collected edition hardcover, you want to try to relax the pages so you can stretch the spine out, loosen the spine a little bit so that it's not too tight and your book avoids damage. Now with oversized hardcovers, you don't really worry about binding as much as like a bigger, thick omnibus, but as you can see, this one lays down flat. You don't lose any art in the middle of the book here. You have that nice ribbon, and the binding looks good. Let's take a look at the artwork and talk a little bit about the story. Alright, so here's the regular cover. This is by Pepe Larraz. Looks great. Here we have the spine that has that gray 10 of Swords. And then here is the back. So we can see this collects 10 of Swords creation, stasis, and destruction. Plus you have X-Men 12 through 15, Excalibur 13 through 15, Marauders 13 through 15, X-Force 13 and 14, New Mutants 13, Wolverine 6 and 7, Cable 5 and 6, Hellions 5 and 6, and X-Factor 4, which make up the 22 chapters of 10 of Swords. Now this book does have a $100 cover price, so you get a little synopsis of what's going on here on the back, and you get a little bit more on the inside of the dust jacket. It gives you all the creators because there was a lot of creative teams on these individual issues. Then the inside looks like a blueprint kind of. The actual hardcover, all gray, and it actually has like a thick, like leather feel to it. It doesn't feel like how I thought it would have. Black covers on the interior. Little X logo here. X-Men 10 of Swords, 1 through 22. Here we have the credits, the creative team on each of these issues. And then we get the prelude. We got the Summoner here, which really reminded me a lot of the builders from Hickman's Avengers run. But basically what we have going on in this story, this is the first big crossover event in the Dawn of X era of the X-Men. This is post House of X, Powers of 10, and we learn that Krakoa was part of a larger continent. Aroka broke away from Krakoa during a big war in the past and has been separated in another dimension. So what happens here, you have Otherworld, which is in between dimensions, and then you have Saturnine, who puts together this tournament, life or death tournament. Whoever wins basically wins both continents, both islands. So it ties into Apocalypse Past with his wife, who is on Arakko. They have their champions, and then of course the X-Men have theirs. Now you have kind of like 3 acts to this story. The first act is the gathering of the swords, which was really important because if the Warriors didn't obtain their swords, they would have forfeit and Earth would have lost, or Krakoa would have lost. So I really liked the gathering of the swords. The Wolverine story was great. There was a couple of good ones. Storm had a great one to gather her sword. Wolverine getting the blade of Muramasa. Yeah, here we have Storm. She had to get hers from Wakanda. Then you had the tournament itself. That's kind of like the second act here, and that's kind of where it threw me for a loop because I thought they were going to go traditional sword fighting tournament, and they kind of went another direction with it. I didn't really like it at first, but I think towards that third act, towards the end, it all kind of came together. Here's the New Mutant stuff. You can see the Warriors have gathered their swords. They're waiting for the other 10 for Krakoa. And then here you have Saturnine, and this is an Otherworld, so it ties in with Captain Britain and what's going on in Excalibur. You have the different swords here. And I think that's what it was for me. There was so much attention to the swords and type of swords in the beginning that when it came down to the actual tournament, which is what we're looking at here, it didn't really seem like the swords were that necessary. Here's kind of a scoreboard of what's going on here. Arakko and Krakoa Here's some artwork. Here's Phil Noto on the cable run. A lot of great artists on here, great writers like Jonathan Hickman. And overall, I did enjoy the event. You know, I didn't really like how they did the tournament, but I think it did wrap up nice at the end here and kind of lead us into this Reign of X era. So now we're post Dawn of X. So let's look at what bonus material we get in this oversized hardcover. This is the direct market variant for this book. It's the Mark Brooks wraparound cover, which is great. They did one for House of X as well. Here are some variant covers for the for the Ten of Swords creation. Then you have variants for like X Factor, Wolverine. Great stuff here. Here's the cover by Pepe Larraz, which is the cover of this dust jacket. So nice to get a couple of those bonuses with the variant covers. Alright guys, so that's an advanced overview of the X-Men Ten of Swords oversized hardcover. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Like I said, we're giving away a Batman Killing Joke CGC 9.8 once we hit that next subscriber milestone of 110,000, which we are very close to at the time of recording this. All you got to do is be subscribed and comment on this video or any video where I promoted the giveaway. Once we hit the milestone, I'm going to pick a random video and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. If you guys want to support the channel in other ways, please consider joining our membership program by hitting the join button next to the subscribe button. There are 3 different tiers, which gives you a gem next to your name, early access to videos, monthly gem crate drawings, and more. Plus, we have our Teespring account with all types of merch, great shirt designs that are hoodies, t-shirts, and long sleeve shirts. Plus, our partners over at Street Level Hero have exclusive variants that they drop every Tuesday and Thursday. If you use the code GemMint, you'll save 10% off of any item in the store, new or old, and the code is good for life. Anytime you shop there, you can use that code to save 10%. I appreciate you guys watching. Check out my other Omnibus and collected edition hauls and overviews in the playlist to the right, and stay minty fresh. Peace.